Hey lovely viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today's story will melt your heart, warm your soul, and remind you why Hyun and Son Ye-jin remain one of the most adored and respected couples in the Korean entertainment world. If you've ever believed in real love that quietly endures, this one's for you. What unfolded recently at a mall in Seoul wasn't a movie scene or a scripted drama. It was real life, raw and sweet beyond words. Let's dive into the rare glimpse fans got of Hyun, Son Ye-jin, and their adorable son, Alkong, enjoying a precious family moment that had everyone talking, yet reminded the public just how deeply Hyun values his family's privacy and peace. It was a quiet Sunday afternoon when shoppers at a luxury mall in Seoul noticed a tall, well-built man wearing a cap and mask, walking protectively beside a woman with an unmistakable grace. Beside them, a little boy held tightly to his father's hand, clutching a small toy car. It didn't take long before whispers started to spread through the crowd. It was Hyun, Son Ye-jin, and their son, Alkong. For many, this was an unexpected and heartwarming sight. The couple, known for being extremely private since their marriage, rarely step out together with their child in public. Yet that day, they looked simply like any other family enjoying an ordinary outing, except that nothing about them is ordinary to their fans. Hyun, ever the gentleman and protective husband, was seen walking slightly ahead of Son Ye-jin and their son, scanning the area subtly as if ensuring everything was safe. His demeanor wasn't that of a celebrity on display, but of a father and husband determined to shield his loved ones from the constant gaze of curious eyes. A few fans who spotted them were respectful, keeping their distance, aware that this was a rare and personal moment. Yet, even from afar, the tenderness between the family was undeniable. Son Ye-jin, radiant in her simplicity, wore a soft smile as she held Alkong's other hand, whispering something that made the little boy laugh. One fan described the moment perfectly, saying, "It was like watching a scene from Crash Landing on You, only this time it was real love, real care, and real family warmth." The fan continued. Hyun looked like he was guarding them from the world, while Son Ye-jin looked completely at peace. Their little boy was clearly their joy. It was so touching that people couldn't even bring themselves to interrupt. For those who have followed Hyun and Son Ye-jin's love story from the very beginning, this small moment carries deep meaning. These two stars, who turned their on-screen chemistry into a lifelong partnership, have built a life rooted in trust, respect, and quiet affection. They are not the type to flaunt their relationship online or make constant public appearances. Instead, they let their actions, small, meaningful, and sincere, speak louder than words. And what Hyun did that day at the mall perfectly captured that essence. When a few fans began taking pictures discreetly, Hyun gently shifted his position to block their view, subtly using his height to shield Son Ye-jin and Alkong. Not in anger, not in arrogance, but with a protective instinct so natural, it melted everyone's hearts. Son Ye-jin noticed, smiled softly at him, and they continued walking hand in hand. It was clear that despite being global stars, at that moment they were simply parents, just wanting a normal day with their son. Witnesses say that Alkong, who looked to be around 2 years old, was full of energy and curiosity, pointing at toys and lights in the mall. The little one seemed completely unaware of his parents, focused only on the joy of discovery. Some bystanders mentioned hearing him giggle loudly, and each time, Son Ye-jin would kneel to his level, fixing his little hat or giving him a kiss on the forehead. Hyun, meanwhile, carried a small shopping bag, his eyes constantly moving around, making sure the space was comfortable for his family. What made this rare outing even more special was how grounded the couple appeared. Despite their international fame and success, they didn't arrive with an entourage or any visible bodyguards. They chose simplicity, relying instead on trust, mutual understanding, and their bond as a family. It's moments like these that remind fans why Hyun and Son Ye-jin's love story continues to inspire millions. It's not about grand gestures or public displays. It's about real connection, quiet moments, and shared values. One mall employee later shared online that Hyun politely approached him before leaving, thanking him for helping them move through the store quietly. He bowed slightly and said thank you, the employee wrote. He didn't act like a celebrity. He acted like a humble man who just wanted to spend time with his family. That one small gesture resonated deeply with netizens, many of whom commented how Hyun Bin's character off-screen mirrors the honorable and selfless roles he often plays in films and dramas. As they exited the mall, Son Ye-jin was seen holding Alkong while Hyun Bin walked close beside them, his hand protectively resting on her back. Cameras may have captured glimpses, but the real magic was in the unspoken. The small gestures, the quiet protection, the shared looks that speak of years of love and respect. Fans online couldn't help but gush over the photos that surfaced later, saying things like, "Hyun Bin is the definition of a real man. Son Ye-jin looks so happy, and their little family is everything love should look like." This rare sighting wasn't just about celebrity fascination, it was about witnessing love in its purest form. In an industry where image and publicity often overshadow authenticity, Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin have shown time and again that the most beautiful love stories are the ones lived privately, without the need for constant validation. Even in their quiet, they radiate a light that fans can't help but feel drawn to. It's also touching to see how becoming parents has deepened their connection. Both have mentioned in rare interviews that family is their greatest blessing. Son Ye-jin once shared that motherhood changed her perspective on life, that she finds joy in the little things, like watching her son grow or seeing Hyun Bin play with him. Hyun Bin, too, has expressed that his priorities shifted after fatherhood. The man who once dedicated every waking hour to his career now finds his greatest happiness in simple moments at home. What makes their love story so relatable is that it's not perfect or dramatic. It's genuine. They laugh, they protect, they support. The fact that Hyun Bin would rather shield his wife and child than engage the crowd speaks volumes about his character. He's not just an actor, he's a man deeply in love with his family, determined to give them the peace they deserve. As word of their mall outing spread, fans from around the world flooded social media with messages of admiration and warmth. Many expressed hope that the media and the public would respect their privacy, understanding that beneath the glamour, they are simply parents navigating everyday life. The moment became a beautiful reminder of what truly matters: love, family, and the quiet protection of those who mean the most. So to all our viewers watching right now, doesn't this story just remind you that real love doesn't need to shout to be heard? Sometimes it's in the small things: a father's protective stance, a mother's gentle smile, and a child's innocent laughter echoing through a mall. That's the kind of love Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin share: quiet, steadfast, and profoundly human. To the fans who've supported them since crash landing on you, this moment feels like a continuation of that fairy tale, only now more real and more meaningful. The man who once saved her in a fictional North Korea now protects her and their child in real life, not with grand action scenes, but with the simplicity of love that endures beyond fame. Let's appreciate that, celebrate it, and send them our quiet love from afar. Because sometimes the sweetest stories aren't scripted for the screen. They unfold in everyday places like a shopping mall, where love shows itself in the most ordinary yet extraordinary ways. Thank you so much for watching, dear viewers. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Let us know in the comments how Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin's beautiful journey inspires you. Stay tuned for more heartwarming updates and real stories that remind us why love, when true, always finds a way to shine. Until next time, keep believing in love that protects, endures, and speaks louder than words. Just like Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin's.